here, Mothers of Impact, coming together. And this is important because we're basically weighing in on fatherhood, specifically fatherhood in the Black community. It's important for everyone to hear your voice. We have some single mothers here, married mothers, blended family. We have, I think all mothers are part of the struggle, right? Power to the people. We're all part of the struggle. But very important that we just share our voice, our opinion, our experience, and encourage each other and anyone who's listening. So I just want to encourage you to be yourselves, share your heart, and just, do what we got to do. Be who we are, all right? So we're going to go ahead and get started. I just have a few questions for you guys. It's specifically geared and centered towards fatherhood, right? And one of the things I want to ask, I guess we're starting with Julie, which is, what are some lessons you feel that fathers can teach their children that you as a mother, you specifically cannot?
I think that the roles of both are important. Clearly, there's something that a mother adds, a special ingredient. I think mothers are managers of the house, the nurturers, but there are things that I believe that fathers alone can teach. I had a father. I had a good relationship with my dad. And I think that one of the things that he taught me that carries me through is confidence. Even when you go to a playground, you'll see like the fathers are the ones that's like, ride that bike faster or climb higher. Whereas the mothers are like, oh no, you're gonna fall, be careful. So mothers are always trying to protect and nurture, where the father is like, you can do it. You got this, I remember when I was a little girl and I was learning how to ride a bike, my father, I would fall off the bike and my mom would be like, I'm gonna put a little, something on your boo, come inside. And my dad was like, no, you're gonna go around one more time. You can do it. And lo and behold, after a while, I get it. And I think I carry that knowing that daddy's like, I got you. You can do it. So confidence is definitely something that I think that fathers teach.
Absolutely. I know, Kathy, you have one child, but you also come from a blended family. So it would be interesting to hear your perspective on this.
I totally agree with what you just said. When I grew up, I didn't have my father, so I didn't have my mother. So I think it's so important for my husband to be there for the kids. I have one daughter and I have 3 stepchildren. And he is so important in their lives. He actually pushes them, he takes them to the park. Things that I don't like to do. Be in the park for hours. That is so important because they love stuff like that. So things that I feel like, he does it. He steps up and he does what he has to do. He even takes them to parties. A lot of fathers don't like taking their kids to parties. So I think we balance it. So some things that, I feel like I could do a lot and he feels like he could do a lot. We both cook, we both do everything. But for him, he wants to be so important that it's like he wants them to love him more than me.
That's so dope.
So he'll try to battle. It's like a battle of love in the house sometimes. But I totally think that the father being important in their lives is a great thing.
Mind you, her husband knows how to throw down on some turkey.
He knows how to do
everything.
He knows how to cook. So and the kids love his cooking. That's another thing. It's who cooks better? They're
That's the kids at my house. They're they will refuse to give any answer because they're everybody, both of y'all know how to throw down, so we're not trying to rough it.
They're like, Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming.
Right. Just keep cooking.
And
how about you?
I'm sorry. I just wanted to add that is so important because when I grew up, I didn't have that, and to me, I always felt like there was something missing. And to see my daughter so happy when daddy comes through the door, I'm just overly happy about that.
Absolutely. I know, Sabrina, you have a daughter and a son, and I don't know, do you feel that there's something your husband Paul does differently or can do better than you can as father?
Definitely. I mean, like Julie was saying, everything I approach with caution. Be careful. Yeah. Don't go there. Don't do this. Paul does it completely different. I mean, he'll take them to the park. They're not in eyes view. He's fine with it. He lets them, and he represents for them a sense of power and strength for them in the household, where I'm approaching everything through detail and everything. His presence alone creates a confidence and a power for them that they just don't get from me. Daddy comes and he picks it up and he moves it with ease, whereas mommy is more of a struggle, a battle, putting things into, like having to have like a detailed plan associated with it. So he creates this power in them that they can do anything.
Yeah.
And not to say that I don't teach them that, but I teach them from a cautious point of view, where he's more of a leap of faith type of teacher.
You can kind of see why God wanted mother, father, or sometimes both in the home together, because sometimes I see my own husband talk to the kids and I'm like, he's so tough on them. But they perform for him.
Yeah,
Like, if I said that, you ain't do it, and here they are performing,
Exactly.
I know we are always like cooking something up sometimes in the kitchen, and when you're following the recipe, it's always important to have the ingredients, if you could. So, Tasha, for you, what are some like key ingredients you feel are important, in fatherhood, if you would?
Fatherhood. So for me, I think the key ingredient is just family and in general.
Yeah, just strengthening the family.
Strengthening the family would be quality time. I think is important also. I think that's something that I try to implement in our home, is just having time, family time, whether it be we're playing games, whether we're cooking something together, we're reading, or something that we do usually when we sit down to have dinners. We go around the table and we say high, low. What was your high for the day? What was your low for the day? And everyone will go around and say, I just didn't want to get out the bed this morning.
Right.
So just having that dialogue, having that open dialogue, being able to spend that time together, feel at ease and at comfort with one another, and just be comfortable in your own skin around your family. I think those are the truths.
And if I could add, like for Tasha, I feel like Tasha was one of those people who was born with a cape. Like she came out of her mother's womb with a cape. Because like my kids would go to Tasha's house to visit, and like, oh, best time ever. I'm like, what did you do? Bake cookies. Like we make cookies at home, but I think you have a way of making quality time like fun. She does a high voice for them, like the Mickey Mouse voice, and so I really, admire that in you. It's pretty awesome. So that's good. How about you, Pearlie? What are you feeling
Well,
about?
tagging on to what Tasha said, faith, communication, but also compromise. Because I'm in a place where I'm a single mom, and his dad isn't still in the picture, but there's a lot of times where faith is the foundation for us, instilling that in our child. And secondly, communication. We have to communicate a whole lot. There are things that we might not agree on. There are things that we see differently, because he'll be with his dad on some days, he'll be with me on some days, or his dad will come by on some days to sit with him. But communication for us is key, especially with Jaden himself. Letting him know we love you. It's a thing where you can speak to any one of us. If you don't get mommy, you're definitely gonna get daddy. So it's letting him know that, and also compromise, because like I said, we're not gonna agree on everything. So it's compromise, like, okay, I may not agree with this, but we'll try it your way, and then we'll see how it goes. So I think that's the biggest thing with us.
And Pearlie's the queen of being poised. Like, it doesn't matter. The place could be on fire. And Pearlie's like, the place is on fire. We're all gonna
I love
live.
it.
So like when you say compromise, it's like you always see the bright side of something, which I appreciate. And I can only imagine how much Jaden appreciates it as a son, So Julie, how about you? What do you feel are some key ingredients to strengthening the family?
I agree with a lot of what the lady said. I think quality time, you kept saying that, is very, very important. I think that with the way our lives are just so busy, and it's so easy to get caught up, and you don't get an opportunity to check in. So having moments where you can check in, like those Sunday dinners, right? Or where you get to talk to each other and check in about the highs and lows. I love that. In our family, we have this red plate celebration. So like whenever someone has like good grades or they did something fantastic, you get to eat off of a red plate.
Oh, that's so
It's those opportunities, to check in and to see each other as a team. We call ourselves Team Fleurimont, right? So when I win, you win. When you low, I'm low. And so those opportunities are so important. I completely agree. Quality time is important. And also just teaching each other to be forgiving, making room for second chances, making room for mistakes. Kids need to know that it's all right, but the love that in our family is unconditional. It's all right. We all love each other.
So I guess this question goes out to Kathy. What do you feel a father's role is at home? Do you feel it still matters? Is it archaic these days? Do you think it's completely obsolete? What's a father's role at home?
No, I totally agree that his role in the house is very important. speaking from a blended family. So, my husband has an ex-wife, and he made it to the point that, you're my wife now. These are your stepkids. That's their mom. You guys need to communicate. We have no issues. You know how people be like, oh my God, you speak to the ex-wife? Yes, we have a good relationship, actually. And it's because of Rudy. We talk about the kids. We have each other's numbers. We make sure that, everything still goes through Rudy sometimes, but we have our own relationship. We make sure the kids are good. She knows I love her kids. She has no problem with me picking them up, leaving them. She even 6 years old sometimes, and that's not her daughter.
Right.
So his role is important because the way he moves is how we all move.
Yes. He takes the lead.
He takes the lead.
Yeah.
So I can't say how much his role is so important in our household. The kids really look up to him. They, he does the play fight and all that other stuff, but when it comes to seriousness, they know the deal.
I feel like fathers speak one time. And it's done.
That's also funny.
In my household, I'm the more serious one. Rudy's a playful one. I'm like, no chips. I'll go to the bank. Yeah.
Stanley does the same thing. We're not going to tell on our spouses. Stanley does the same thing. Yes. So I don't know. It's just crazy. How about you, Liza? What do you feel the father's role at home? Do you feel it's still important?
Oh, definitely.
What is it though, that role?
The role is to be God in person.
Ooh,
Literally
I like
everything that we look for God to do for us. This is exactly as what our children are looking for their father to do. They don't see him as just daddy. They see him as everything, literally. So for my kids, it's my younger two. It's daddy is awesome. He's great. He's wonderful. And for my daughter, she's still trying to figure it out.
Right.
He's great, but so.
I totally get it.
It's funny you say that. So for my daughter, we were on our own for about 11, 12 years before I met my husband. And for her, I felt like it seemed as if our family was not complete until there was a male role model in the household. So, and I didn't know this until I went to pick her up from school. There was some event going on at school, and they have their work displayed on the boards outside the classroom. And I'm reading Sanaya's work, and she's talking about her summer vacation. And she says that, me and my mom and my dad, and we went to Six Flags, and me and my brother. And I was like, well, who are these people? It's just me and you. But she created this whole family in her head. But then when I went along and I read all the other ones, everyone else was writing those same things. Me and my dad, me and my, my brother, and my this and my that. And so I guess she felt she needed to feel included. So she created this family in her head. And I was just, it hurt.
That's deep.
But it also opened a dialogue between her and I. I went home and I asked her about it, and she said, my friends were talking about their dad and their family, and it's not just two people. She goes, it's just me and you. I was like, but two people makes a family also. Yeah. And then I explained to her that sometimes family is bigger than it's not always biological. I said because I have a lot of close friends like Auntie Ketsy and and I have Auntie so and so, and she was like, okay, all right, I get it. But to her, it wasn't complete until my husband came along, and when he came along, it's sometimes to this day sickening when I come home and see them together. It's just like, can y'all get over each other? She's just like, yeah, what Pop said.
Daddy said.
Yes. And I'm just, it's heartwarming. I know that it was very big for me throughout. Even if I was dating, I never wore anyone around her or anything like that. So for me to see their relationship, I feel like I did my job as far as no one can ever fill her father's shoes, but he comes very close to stepping in that place for her, because it's a role that is evident for her that means a lot, and because she didn't have it, having his presence in the house means a lot for her.
In French, we call it bien choisi. That means you did good by picking Rico. This one goes to you, Pearlie. On a scale of like 1 to 10, how would you rate the importance of your child's father in your life? Or in their life, I should say.
I would say a 10. And I say that because he offers balance.
Yeah.
I am a very, you gotta get your homework done. This has to be the time that it's done. Yes, you have to go to bed at 9:30. It's winding down. It's time. Go take a shower, go to bed.
Right.
And he's more of the, 5 more minutes on the video game. So turn everything down. He's more of the type where it's just like, let's go ride our bikes. And it could be, pending rainstorm. Let's go ride our bikes. 5 minutes won't hurt.
Oh my
Type of
gosh.
person. And I think it offers him balance because when it's time to be educational and serious and things of the sort, like he'll come to me with certain things and he'll be like, Mom, I'm a scholar. But when it comes to playing video games, Dad, take the other controller. You gotta help me beat this person here. So I think that generally with us and balance and for Jaden, it's worked. It's worked. Like he's a very balanced kid and I'm grateful for that.
It's adorable. So well behaved. I love Jaden. And how about you, Sabrina? On 1 to 10, how would you rate Paul's importance in your children's life?
So definitely a 10 too. I didn't grow up with a dad. And now that I'm older, it's caused demons to arise in my own relationship. Because there's this constant struggle between Paul and I in terms of leadership, in terms of how we're gonna do it, and even in finding the proper roles for each other. Because I've come from the single parent household, my mom made the decisions. So it's very hard for me sometimes to remember to include him, to tell him, I'm gonna make this decision, let me get your input on it. And in seeing his relationship with our kids, it just shows me that it is a 10 because for the simplest things, our kids will say, oh, let's call daddy. If I'm in the car and I'm like, I don't know which way to go, how do we get there? Oh, let's call daddy. So for them, daddy is the hero. He's he'll tell us what to do. He'll tell us how to get there. He'll help us make the decision. I didn't have that, So seeing them have that, it creates this confidence in them that I'd never experienced, So it's definitely 10. Can't make it without him.
I mean, piggyback on what she said.
Yeah.
Like looking from the perspective of having a dad that was in the household and then him and my mom separating right before my teenage years and having to communicate with him over the phone as opposed to him being in the household. Now he was like the disciplinarian and she was more of, you take the lead and I'll follow. So if we were gonna get in trouble, I'm gonna tell your father. And it's just like, Dad, man. So for us, it was just like a scary thing. But once he had stepped out of the household and they were separated, it was like, wait, what happens now? So now looking at it now, and that, if something happens with Jaden and, we're trying to find that balance, we'll speak to each other and then we'll go, listen, this is what the punishment is going to be handed down and things of the sort. So that importance of the father being there 1 second and then not the next second, it's life changing.
Absolutely.
Right.
So definitely.
Spikes it out.
Yeah.
It really shows
It
it.
does.
It's not over yet, so stay tuned for part 2.